to my dungeon.
Welcome to Cauldron's Crypt. I'm your host, Master Cauldron. If you're new to the show, I use my 24 years of BDSM experience and 20 years working in the psychology field to dispel myths, get rid of stereotypes, and answer your questions about BDSM. You can call in at 865-268-4005 to leave your questions or visit the crypt at cauldronscrypt.com. On this episode of The Crypt, we're hitting those rules to love by. I'll share with you my new collar maker, daycollars.com, and then we're talking to Mistress Cyan. She is a lifestyle kinkster, professional dominatrix, founder of DomCon, dungeon owner, LGBTQ2A advocate, a living legend, one of the most genuine people I've ever met, and so many more things. Rules to love by. Rule number 1, safe, sane, consensual, and informed. Rule number 2, kinky, that's KNKI, and comes from the Kinky app, available on all platforms. Not a sponsor, but it does stand for knowledge, no intolerance, kindness, and integrity. And rule number 3, the quote from Mr. Paul Young, submission is not about authority and it's not about obedience. It is all about relationships of love and respect. Daycollars.com is a place for personalized handmade collars, leashes, cuffs, and belts. They cater to everyone from sporty and informal daily fashion to the leather community. They will guide you through the styling of your accessory, and the whole thing concerning your order is personalized to your needs and specifications. For information and ideas on your personal style, or to simply admire their completed works, visit their gallery page at daycollars.com. It is closing day, Sunday, Mother's Day, 2019 at DomCon, Los Angeles, and I am just blown away because I'm fortunate enough to be able to sit down with the founder of DomCon, Mistress Cyan. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored to be here and sit down and speak with you on your show.
A lot of people don't know because they're newbies. They've never heard of DomCon. They don't know the history of it. This is the 16th year, is it not?
Yes, it is.
So 16 years, and you do Los Angeles, New Orleans. Mm-hmm. You used to be in Atlanta.
Yes, we did. We started in Los Angeles in 2004, in April 2004. And then in November of 2004, we did Atlanta. So we did Atlanta for 12 years. And then after, in 2015, with our last Atlanta show, we moved into New Orleans. And I can tell you in a few minutes a little bit of the history about that if you'd like to know a little bit more about DomCon.
Oh, absolutely. Why did you decide to start DomCon?
I've been in the lifestyle for many, many years. And then back in 2000, I was in a Yahoo group and a domination group. And one day I went to log on and I couldn't get in the group. And so I emailed the moderator and asked, and they told me that I had been removed and booted because I was a professional and it was a lifestyle only. And I tried explaining to her I'd been lifestyle a lot longer than professional, and it's possible to do both, but they wouldn't allow me in the group. So I started thinking about, doing a convention or an event that would bring the LA community, pros and lifestyle together. So I came up with the concept of DomCon. And I went to another event on the East Coast, and there was somebody in San Francisco asked me to be a special guest for an event they were doing in San Francisco that had to do with domination. So I thought, well, I guess it's already being done. So I went to that event, and I knew it wasn't going to happen again. So I came back to LA and started working on DomCon. And what I thought was going to be a large LA event, we announced it in October of 2003. And within a month, it became a national event. And the concept was to bring the community together, because a lot of the lifestyle people felt that the pros were doing it just for the money, and they were like, the Barbie dolls, and the professional people felt that the lifestyle people were more like hobbyists. Mm-hmm. So when the first DomCon happened, we had professionals realizing that some of the lifestyle people teaching the classes really knew what they were doing. And the chatter afterward from the lifestyle community was that the pros are real people. They really are into this for the right reasons. So it really kind of brought it together. So the first couple months when I announced it, what I heard from a lot of the community was that this is never going to work. The pros are not going to come together. They're going to try to one-up each other. There's going to be too many egos. Nobody's going to want to trade any business secrets or education. And it's been just the opposite. As a result, that the professional industry, we have united the professional industry around the world. There's virtually no place now that people who attend DomCon that hasn't networked with somebody from other countries, other states that they can go visit. They know what the laws are. They know if they have a place to do scenes or play safely. So it's been very rewarding in that aspect.
This interview, Saving the Best for Last, which is actually the first episode that I will put out from the recordings, but 22 people, you were the 22nd person that I've spoken to. And again, saving the best for last. A lot of people that I've interviewed this weekend have been professionals, one professional male and the rest professional dominatrix. And to be honest, I was surprised myself, and I've been in the lifestyle since 1995, how real people were once they sat down with me and talked about their life prior to becoming a professional, and that it was lifestyle related. How long were you a kinky person before you became a professional?
Actually, I think most of my life actually just didn't know it. I can remember as a child being so infatuated with bondage, tying friends up or being tied up, playing cops and robbers with my brothers, and didn't know anything necessarily about it until I discovered an old magazine called Forum or Variations, because when I got literally into, quote, the community, there were no internet, there was no dungeons, there were no workshops and classes. The best you could find was the publication that would have ads, and then you had to write a letter, put it in an envelope, put the code on it, put it in another envelope, forward it to the publisher. They would then forward it on to the receiver, and then that person could contact you. Yeah. And that's how you kind of met up. And it was just a whole different world. But I discovered it by accident, like there was more people than me, because when I went to the library, the only thing you had in the library was like the DSM, where it said it was a mental illness or a sexual deviation. It was totally different. Everything was very negative. And you're afraid to say or you're involved in doing anything like this because being labeled as mentally ill or dangerous. So we've, and I think that's the other thing that DomCon's helped dispel by bringing so many people from the community and so many people of just of interest who want to see what this is all about.
Yeah, I know. We work in mental health. My wife and I, or she does now. I've recently stepped away from it, but with getting into the DSM and down here the booth for the NCSF, the National Coalition of Sexual Freedom, and helping to destigmatize that with the support that they get from DomCon and the Leather Leadership Conference that I went to earlier this year in Atlanta, which was really what made me decide to come out here, other than the reputation of your event here. But how have you seen in your experience with the destigmatization, that word's hard to say, of BDSM or kink as a direct result of what you do? Because you're also part of LA Pride.
Yes, I'm on the board of directors for LA Pride.
And what is the main focus of what LA Pride does?
Well, LA Pride obviously produces the Pride Festival each year. And we have one section of it called Erotic City, which is all kink and fetish area. And in the Erotic City, which is adult only, you have to be 18 or over to get into that area, we have demo areas, hands-on demo areas, so that people can come and try things. Like Sanctuary LAX has got their staff of Dom stuff and switches there. The Men's Bondage Club is there. Avatar LA is there. We have an area for the pup community that's growing quickly. And then we have some vendors there. We have a Saturday night fetish party in there with some stage performances. It's actually inside the West Hollywood Auditorium. Okay. So for Pride, we've actually got a nice air-conditioned area. We got a 60-foot stage, and it's just an amazing event. This year we're going to have a little area for erotic art and for leather history on it. Beautiful. So LA Pride has embraced all areas of the lifestyle. It's not only about bringing the LGBT community together, but it's bringing those others who are also on the fringes and bringing the mainstream. I mean, we get a lot of people who don't identify as LGBT, but it's so out there now and acceptable that people's friends, people comes to support. And it's busy from the minute it opens on Saturday till the time it closes on Sunday.
And when does that event take place?
LA Pride is the June 7th, 8th, and 9th.
June 7th, 8th, and 9th. So that's fastly approaching.
It is.
Oh, wow. You are a very, very busy person.
Yeah, this week after DomCon, will be pedal to the metal for working with LA Pride. And then after that, we're working with I'm working with the folks from London on Torture Garden, Los Angeles, that we're doing in September 14th here in Los Angeles.
And September 14th. And what is the location of that one going to be?
And that's going to be the Globe Theater down in downtown Los Angeles.
So September 14th opens at 9:30 p.m. Where can somebody go to get tickets for that?
They go to the DomCon.com website and click on the sponsors page. There's a banner for a Torture Garden. They can click on that and it'll take it to them because I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Oh, excellent. Is there also a LA Pride link there at domcon.com?
Yeah, no, but that would be lapride.org. LAPRIDE.org.
Okay.
Or as we joke about, Lap Pride.
Lap Pride. Lap Pride. And then, of course, we're just wrapping up DomCon. Then you've got LA Pride. Then the Torture Garden. And then you're taking DomCon to New Orleans around October for Columbus Day.
Yeah.
So, my goodness, how do you do it all?
I've got a good support system. I've got a great advisory board on DomCon that's been some of them that have been since the first year. They loved the event and volunteered their time. So I formed an advisory board, and some of them have been on there for 15 years. Wow. And some we've added on the last 2 or 3 years as we've gotten bigger. So they take a lot of the effort and the time and energy, because I could not do this alone. It's just not possible. There's a lot of people behind the scenes, and that I always try to acknowledge and let people know it's the volunteers, it's the board. Everybody comes together to make this event what it is. And when we started in Atlanta, it was interesting. We were promoting the first Los Angeles one at an event in Las Vegas called BonCon. And this woman came walking up to me and she goes, "What an amazing concept. Have you thought about doing it in the East Coast?" And I said, "Yeah, we're planning on doing it in the East Coast. We just haven't determined yet." And she goes, "Have you thought about Atlanta?" And I said, "No, not at all." And she says, "Well, you should, because Atlanta is a great place. The only problem with Atlanta is it's surrounded by Georgia."
I grew up there. That's no joke.
And so we took it to Atlanta, and we were there for 12 years. And in 2015, I got diagnosed with cancer. Oh. So I was not able to make the show. I was dealing with chemo and radiation stuff. So I was not able to go down there. And between 2014... the hotel we were at, which was great, they changed all their management. And when my people got down there on 2015, it was nothing but a nightmare. It was obvious they didn't like our type of stuff. So I thought about, we've been there 12 years. If we got to find a new hotel, maybe we just need to go find a new location. So we thought either New York, Chicago, or New Orleans. And I was kind of hoping for New Orleans because that's where I was born.
Oh, wow.
And sure enough, we were able to talk to the Crowne Plaza. And New Orleans, it's October, I think, 10th through 13th. And it's at the Crowne Plaza, Astor Crowne Plaza. It's on the corner of Bourbon Street and Canal. So we're right on the French Quarter.
Wow.
You walk out the door and you're in the French Quarter. So it's become a really fun event. This will be our 4th year.
Well, we're going to do everything that we can to make it down there for that one, too. Since we now live in Knoxville, Tennessee, it's not that far of a drive. So it's a pleasure and honor to meet you. The work that you've done, you are absolutely a living legend. I knew about you actually before I knew about DomCon or any of this. I'd heard stories of people who'd seen you play, heard performances, and I'm like, where does this happen at? And they're like, DomCon. And I'm like, I will be there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you finally made it, and we finally got to meet. I'm looking forward to speaking with you more and seeing you more, and anything that we can do to help get you down to New Orleans would be great.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Again, honor all of the links for DomCon, for LA Pride, anything that we've talked about. I will post links to them in the show notes. So listeners, you can just swipe left, right, up, or down in your podcatcher, click on the link, and be right there at her website.
Can I add one more?
Absolutely.
It's sanctuarylax.com. That's our dungeon here in Los Angeles, and I'm there almost every day. And there's contact information with me on there as well.
Okay.
So if you can't get any other findings, it's sanctuarylax.com.
And I have spent the past 2 nights there at Sanctuary, and I have never been in a dungeon where I felt so safe. And I just want people to know that that is the same atmosphere that I have had with this entire LA experience. With DomCon, it's been the same. It's been highly respectful, above and beyond. I expected great things, and this has lived up way beyond my expectations of greatness.
Well, thank you. Thank you, and I'm glad you had such a wonderful time.
Thank you much, Mr. Cyan.
Bye-bye.
Just another shout out and a huge thank you to Mr. Cyan, Master Gabriel, and House Ravenblood for their warm welcoming at DomCon and everything that you all did for me and my wife and my submissive while we were out there. Absolutely amazing. From the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you so very much. Also, Cryptors, this is the first of the interviews that is to come. As I said, there are 22 of these types of interviews. Some of them very fun, uplifting, light, and entertaining. Others educational and very intense. I hope that you enjoy them. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about them. I will be batch editing these and sending them out on a weekly schedule is the plan right now. I look forward to that, and again, your feedback on them. All of my contact information can be found in the show notes or by going to cauldronscrypt.com. Show producers, pro producer who would like to remain anonymous, executive producers Jeremiah, Jess, ArcaneD.G.R, and violetaurelia, Feline Rouge, Baby Love 2269, and Faisil, a new producer, Faisil. Also, senior producers, Matt, Emerald Wolf, JK, Queen Sage, Sort Out the Kinks, and 2 new ones, Delilah and Sir Mutual Respect. Thank you so much to those 2. You guys are great friends, and I really appreciate you. Producers, Kane Sin, That Place in Oklahoma City. Thank you, Miter, Roxy Bear, Olive Eyes, Zion, and Alexandria. Junior producers, K2SO, Buffalo Dom 84, Lay Sumi, and Haley. If you would like to become one of the show producers, you can donate as little as $1 a month. I am very grateful for any contributions. You can make a one-time contribution if you would like, but you can find that at cauldronscrypt.com/support. That information, of course, is in the show notes. Also, BDSMcontracts.org, who partnered with me on going to DomCon. Use coupon code Cauldron20, that's KULDRIN20 for a 20% discount on all purchases. Finally, Whipping Stripes, thank you so much. You are my personal friend and maker of all things leather and paracord impact toys. You made my journey to DomCon a huge success as well. And thank you for always being there to answer my questions and being supportive, as you always are. There's a lot of love for me to give as I wrap up this episode, and I just didn't want to leave anybody out because there were so many hands that came together in support to make this and the next several episodes possible. Some of those interviews, I'm going to put them together into single episodes because there's some that's only like 10 or 15 minutes long. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Next time on The Crypt, I am talking to Sir Welp and his girl Button about talking to children when they ask questions about your relationship. This has been Master Cauldron and Mistress Cyan for CauldronScript.com. Unearth the truth.